Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Natalie Candela, a hypnotherapist and a transformation coach. And on this channel I talk about issues related to spiritual transformation, awakening, and hypnosis. So today I wanted to talk to you about accomplishing things and also not accomplishing things when you want to. So do you ever find yourself knowing that you want to accomplish something, knowing that you have certain things to do, perhaps even just simple, mundane things during the day, and yet procrastinating, yet putting them off, yet not completing them. So there are different reasons why we procrastinate. One of them is that we're actually afraid of succeeding because subconsciously, for some reason, we associate success perhaps with something negative. So we never want to come to that moment of completion because subconsciously we think it will cause that negative thing to happen. Another maybe that we are afraid of not living up to some sort of abstract expectations. They may be our own expectations, our own standards. So we call that perfectionism, but behind that is the fact that we are afraid not to meet the expectations that are set for us, thus fail, thus not get whatever positive outcome we're expecting, perhaps love, perhaps acceptance. Another reason for procrastinating is that we may feel overwhelmed by just the size of the task, and we think that just the fact that it's so big will cause us to fail, and so we would rather not start at all than fail in the middle of it. So one simple way that I would suggest to approach it is to begin from the third reason. So most tasks, whether they are huge, like maybe making transformation in your life, like really big transformation, or just as mundane as cleaning your house or doing the dishes, most tasks can be broken down into smaller components. So when we think about a task and we think about the end result, so let's say we want a clean house or we want a new job, the journey to getting there may be what overwhelms us. But if we break it down into smaller chunks, into actually chewable bites, and focus only on each bite separately versus the entire thing, then we can imagine ourselves succeeding doing that small portion much easier than succeeding at the entire task. So even if it's just even cleaning the kitchen, let's say, instead of imagining that the amount of work you have to do to get everything done, and maybe you want it spotless, so you want to think about, oh my God, I need to wash this, and I need to clean that, and I need to scrub this. Perhaps you can let go of the entirety of the task and just focus on one portion of it. So one portion of it may be, I will only focus on, let's say, clearing this part of the kitchen, or I will only focus on taking the dishes out of the dishwasher and putting the dishes in. I don't have to worry about anything else. The rest of the kitchen can be in a complete disaster mode. I will only accomplish this, and that's all I need to worry about. Now, this is a simple example, of course, and there may be multiple things that you need to accomplish in your life, but it will apply the same to everything. Identify a small portion and focus only on that. And then imagine yourself completing that and imagine yourself being successful at that. And really don't worry about everything else, because all the other steps can be accomplished even on a different day, and they can be accomplished successfully and perhaps independently. Now let's think about something that's much more involved. Let's think maybe you want to change careers. And so you may feel overwhelmed, perhaps at this point in your life, that you have to start all over again. And the entirety of that experience may be quite impactful and quite large and quite perhaps overwhelming. But sit down for a moment and just focus within. You may even close your eyes and just think, okay, that's the whole journey. But the whole journey is made in individual steps, and there's always a first step. So if I just took one step today and really did not worry about the rest of the journey, because that's for perhaps another day, what would that one step be? And that one step may be, well, I could look at colleges that offer degrees in that field, or I could call a talent agent, or I could do a search online for openings. I mean, just one step. And the thing that people don't realize is that everything can be taken in steps, and the steps can be done individually. In other words, you don't have to, once you start step one, immediately complete all the other steps. You can actually give yourself a break. You can say, today, all I need to do is just one little step. And once I do that, once I accomplish that, I will feel successful. And you should absolutely reward yourself, because you have had the bravery to take one step of a journey that felt overwhelming, and you succeeded at it. So you absolutely should acknowledge it within yourself and even maybe reward yourself. And once you feel that success in one step, then you can think about another one. But you can also give yourself a break between those two steps. So it doesn't mean, okay, well, I called, let's say, a job agency, or I looked up something online. Okay, I need to go do the next step because the journey is not over. No. You know, this driving ourselves forward and this constant expectation, that's actually what overwhelms us. It's not the fact that we believe we can make it happen. It's the fact that we believe that the expectations are so high and they're coming so fast that we can never meet them. So what you should create for yourself is the experience of meeting your expectations. So if you have a task for one day to accomplish it, and then give yourself a pat on the back and then a break and say, good, I accomplished it. Excellent job, me. And then maybe tomorrow you can plan the next step. Now, will it take longer to do than if you just plowed through it and forced yourself? Perhaps. But you will also find at some point that you won't have to take very long breaks between the steps. You might accomplish one step and feel so good about it that you'll really just jump into, okay, what's next? Let's do it. I'm ready. That's the feeling you want to have. Because when you're really not ready to take the next step, that's where you're dragging your feet. So when you're dragging your feet, that's the signal for you to really slow down, break it down into smaller chunks, and celebrate each chunk, and give yourself a tiny break between them so that you can get the energy back and the faith in yourself back to accomplish the next step. So that's really all I wanted to focus on today. The other things that I mentioned, the other 2 reasons for procrastination, they deserve their own space and time, and I will do videos on them separately in the future. But for today, I just wanted you to get started on this, taking one little step at a time and really feeling good about accomplishing it versus feeling bad about not accomplishing the entire journey. We all can just take one step at a time. So go ahead and do that. So thank you very much for listening. I really appreciate when you leave comments, when you like, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click on the bell so that you can be notified of all my future videos. Thanks. Bye.